Hey YouTubers, welcome back. Okay, so this is going to be a masculine feminine energy read. I already cleared these cards, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing the masculine and then I'm going to do the feminine in comparison to the energies as of now. Then what I'm going to do is have cards in regards to the connection, in unison, because there could be, we're going to see where the energies lie with both separately and then together. And then I'll go into the cartomancy in order to get, the specifics in regards to a circumstance or situation that could come through in regards to the masculine in comparison to the feminine right now and see where the paths lie, like where the energies are, okay? So let's see what comes through here. And the one card that did just kind of flip out on me, but I put it back in, is trust. So we'll see if that comes out, if it's needed, in this. Of course, trust is always needed. Faith. What else do you have? You know what I mean? But it's about, you separately and what your connection is together, but you have to understand each individual, regardless, has to understand themselves separately first. Okay, that's why there's this disconnect. But energetically speaking here, what I've already picked up intuitively is that the feminine has been working diligently on themselves, not just with understanding themselves on like a self-love level, but also within their, path, where, you're going in regards to, your purpose, so to speak. And masculine, energetically speaking, what I pick up has been coming to terms with their real true feelings and how they're being exchanged, not only how they were exchanged prior to your separation with the feminine, but understanding their connections with others and how they don't feel this, like karmic partnerships, marriages, not feeling the same in the connection that they had with the feminine in this connection, and also understanding now their relationships with others and how it's exchanged, so to speak, understanding that they're connecting on more of understanding its projection, because a lot of the disconnect prior, where that disconnect came from, is the way in which you were taught to exchange, how feelings were exchanged and how the thought was they made you feel bad, or the others were the ones that were causing you to not feel good enough. And that's not what it was. It was more or less projecting, chasing your own tail basically, and then blaming others for the way that you feel. And that has been something that's being purged out of the male's energy, what I'm picking up. But the female energy has already been fighting that process for a long time, but is now coming to the deeper understanding of their own feelings, not needing the masculine in their space, so to speak, to feel love, because that's not what this whole entire process is about. It's not about the codependent partnership. It's about individuality and how you are, worthy alone. And this partnership that came together was meant to separate for that purpose. That's what this is about, okay? So let's see what comes out here. I was intuitively guided to say this, so I just say whatever comes out of my mouth in relation to whatever is telling me to say it. It's not even so much telling me, it's, is what it is. So let's see here what is coming out for the masculine energies at this time. Passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Again, I told you, masculine is now understanding their feelings on this level, because these are the feelings shared with the feminine, right? Isn't that what I just said? And understanding that those feelings are not shared with other karmic partnerships because they were shared with the person who was a direct reflection, understanding their feelings on a deeper level. Heart and soul singing with joy, understanding, passion, bringing bringing themselves back into that place of passion. What other message do we have for the masculine at this time? This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. Okay, on point with the intuitive channeled message. Always. I don't question it. This is indicating that, you know, they understand with the feminine connection that this is the person who reflected this, that it's not shared with other karmic partnerships, that it was shared with this person. And the lessons that they've been learning and going through are now, they purge that, is what I intuitively picked up, is that has been purged on a deeper level, meaning not fighting up against their feelings, understanding who they in fact shared them with, because it's not being shared in those karmic energies. It's impossible to do that. That's what I need you guys to understand. It's impossible. It's a different connection because it's on a deep level. It's not on surface. The surface level is what causes you to believe that your feelings aren't real. That's the realest thing here. That's what's always being shared amongst not just the person that you're in connection with on this level, but shared all over with different people. But when you come into the pieces of the puzzle on an energetic level speaking here, okay? When you come into direct connection with somebody who shares the same piece of that puzzle, it's like a link. What breaks the link is the fear. It's the way in which we've been raised to love and pain, two of the same, right? No, wrong. So wrong. So unbelievably wrong. It is just, it's got to be wiped. It's got to be understood. It's got to be, this thing up here has got to stop falling asleep. That's what awakening is. You're shedding your egotistical mind-based beliefs because your belief in relation to love is all twisted backwards. That's why relationships don't work out for so long. That's why they break up 7 times. Because this doesn't understand what they're feeling. And your belief is that that person is your source of energy to feel good about yourself, and you are the source. You're connected to it. They're also connected to it. But you've been mind screwed to believe otherwise. That's what this whole entire process is about, and nobody is exempt from it. Others have higher purposes, and that's a discussion for another time. But then there's the direct counterpart, because you've been desiring love for how long? Your whole life. And you were in a karmic partnership, multiple, or in a marriage, and you wanted it. You were desiring it even when you were in your partnership with the person who didn't hold that piece of the puzzle, because you both are fogged up in an illusion that that's what love is. So what happened? You met the other person who holds the same desire. You were a direct reflection of each other. Fears also. Where do they come from? Here. But you can't disconnect the feeling that you shared with that person and take that and go on with another. You know that. I know that. I know that for fact. It's a mirror. But if you can't look your own self in the mirror, in your own home, and look in your own face, dead in it, tell yourself that you love yourself, you are loved, you know it, there's no condition, then you can't reconnect with the person who you shared that feeling with, because you don't believe it. You have to believe, and then you see. You didn't believe it before you met the person, but then you did. You still didn't believe. Disconnect happens. Things set up in the way in which they are on purpose, because it's not about that. I'm serious, guys. You know I'm not lying to you. Okay. Feminine. Where's the feminine at with this connection? Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type of expectations. Again, what did I say? The feminine is working on themselves, but this is indicating that You're understanding now. You're understanding yourself more. That's why your mind is open to the person who you've already met. You're keeping an open mind about them because you're understanding the process. Focusing on yourself. Keeping an open mind at the same time, but disconnecting yourself from the attachment to that person on an energetic level of fear. That's what this is. When you say, how do I cut the cord, the energy cord? The cord that is connected on the high vibing frequency, that passion you shared with this person. Why would you want to break that? You don't understand that there's a clog in that connection, and it's your fear of being unworthy. That's all that's causing the disconnect. But both have to wake up, and you're not reliant on the other person waking up. You're not waiting around for them to wake up. You don't wait around. If you're waiting around for them to wake up, you in fact have not figured it out yet. That's the truth. You're still living your life, and you're not in a fear space. You're not in a worry space. And you're not in a waiting space. Because if you're waiting, your belief is that you cannot feel good until they return, so I'm going to wait for them. No. Because you're not in belief. Believe and then you see. If you truly don't believe, how can you see? Seriously, how? You have to know. You don't question your own feelings. You don't question your own feelings and live under the illusion and belief that I have to wait until this person returns to go and live my life and extend my, energy and gifts to others and sit around and be lonely until this person returns. No. Once you're good with you, why can't you go and connect with another person? Are you afraid that you may share more passion with that person than that person? That shouldn't even be a question. You know yourself. You'll be able to feel out the other person that you're in connection with. Because that person won't be able to make you feel anything that you don't already feel within inside of you. So if your connection isn't there, you'll already know that, and you won't discredit it to your unworthiness in comparison to that person. You will just know that the connection's not there. But you've met another person. You've met another being. You've shared, whatever with them. It's not my business. You do whatever you want. But I'm just saying, when you know yourself fully, you can go and meet others and go on dates and go have fun and go do things. It's not about the other person needing to come back to be happy. You just are. And you connect with others, and who knows what's lying in the connection with those others. They might be leading you somewhere you need to be. But if you're sitting in your house and you're afraid to go out and extend your lighthearted energies, how in the world would you ever know what could be lying on the other side if you don't go and extend? It's a belief within yourself. That's all that it is. But your fear of this person not returning, or you're waiting around, that's fear. Waiting around's fear. Worry's fear. It's not about that. Everybody in these connections, has different lessons they need to learn. But that does not mean that your connection isn't and wasn't real. It is. But you can't be afraid to lose the connection. But if you're afraid to lose the connection with that other person, you're not in connection with yourself, because there is no such thing. Fear is the only thing holding you apart from everything you ever wanted. So just go out. Don't be afraid to have someone approach you and ask you to go out on a date. Go. Why? Why wouldn't you? Why? There's nothing to fear there by going out with someone else. There's nothing. Why can't you do that? You go and extend your lighthearted energies to others. You don't have to go and screw everybody on the face of the planet. I mean, you can if you want to, but I mean, that's an energetic exchange that really screws people up, But you can go out and meet other people and go on dates and have fun. You don't have to sit around and wait for this other person to return. They know who you are. You know who you are. That's what this is about. They got to know who they are. You got to know who you are. Then the reconnection happens. But that doesn't mean you have to be a recluse until they do. That means you're not in connection with trust and faith. You're not trusting and having faith in the process, and you're making yourself deemed internal prisoner until they return. That's the wrong way. That's what needs to be understood, because that's the ego mind telling you that there's something you're fearing there. And now, not only are they trying to, the lower level energies, the parasites are trying to get into your mind and make you not be who you are by going out and radiating to others, because you, light source, when you're in love with yourself, is undeniable, and people get drawn to that, and the parasites don't want you out doing that because they got to keep everybody else feeling as if love is hopeless. You learn unconditional love of self. You lead by example. And you'll just radiate people around you, and they'll just want to know how you do it. How do you do it alone? Well, I don't know. If I think about it, I really only have myself, so if I'm not taking care of me, what am I good for anybody else? Huh. Ding, ding, ding. See, the misperception is that if you're not in a relationship, or you're not dating someone, or you're not labelized by society, there's something wrong with you. No, what's wrong is it's freaking backwards. And then when two people link up together who know self-love, they don't worry about their partnership label. They just know something that others don't. And then people wonder why their jealous energies or their manipulation tactics aren't working in breaking that apart, because you can't break it apart from your own self. That's what the two know. But if you both don't know that before the reconnection, it can't be trusted. Can it? Can it be trusted? No. And then you have a reconciliation. What happens? Fighting up against yourself falls apart again. That's why reconciliation is in fact on its way. And I told you what I'm picking up here, and it's already coming out. But what I'm speaking of and saying is very important, and it's going to hit somebody to the core. That's why I just go with my gut. I don't need cards. I like cards, but I don't need them. And that's not a pompous thing. I don't. I just like them. And they, give you visual and whatever, but I'm just saying I don't need them, because what I speak is not it's not false. It's the truth that's been hidden from all, which is why love and pain are not two of the same. They're not associated with each other. Your emotions have been toyed on and manipulated by society, and now it's time to flip the script. Seriously, that's what this is about. That's why people are losing their freaking minds, are crying and freaking out and feeling broken. Well, that's where it all starts. It does. I already went through the process, and let me tell you something right now. I'm here to help you not stay there for as long as I freaking felt like I did. And once I got up, I was like, oh, okay, I get it, all right. And then slowly but surely, when the timing was right, my path just started unfolding. And every single day, I wake up with more understanding every day. And it's not about what you think it is. It's about connection here, here, and here. Alignment. You'll never be fooled again. Your emotions will never be toyed with again by anyone, anywhere, at any time. Your emotions could never be toyed with again once this clicks. That's the truth. So let's see what else comes out for the feminine. Just heard something. Could just be being crazy again, I hear stuff. Oh, no, it's my phone. Ah. Oh, sometimes I hear stuff and I'm just like, oh, wait, whatever. How you doing? Feminine. Would like one more card for the feminine, please. There we go. Healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Again, feminine. Understanding you're keeping an open mind now. Those family issues, healing from them. Understanding how you perceive relationships, connections, right? You're understanding on a deeper level now, like I said. That's what this is about. It's not about, the other person. It's about you in relation to you, and now you're understanding that. You're keeping an open mind about the person you share this passion with, who they know is the one, they're the one because of the way your connection is. And now you're healing these family issues and keeping an open mind at the same time, right? You're keeping an open mind, but healing at the same time. That's what this is about. Whether this is about marriages that are disconnecting, and the feminine's keeping an open mind as they're going through a disconnection within a marriage, or the masculine is, but where the passion lies is between this connection, and both are moving in the right direction. This is coming through now, and I felt the shift. Yeah, I feel things. I'm crazy as all hell. Mercury retrograde, going back direct today. Mercury is my ruler. Thank the freaking God, because my electronics were acting cuckoo freaking bananas. But, negative blood type 2 be screwing with everything. I was just like, listen, I don't have. That's what happened with the freaking stream the other day. You guys think I'm joking. I go back and I find when Mercury retrograde was, and I can tell you all kinds of stuff that is, people don't believe that. I'm like, listen, tell me some things about yourself around this time, and I'll tell you that it is real. So this is the shift. There's been a shift, okay? There has been within both. So now this is good. Like, this is moving where it needs to be, right? You feel it. You feel it because you're really, truly believing and knowing something within yourself now. You're not questioning it. You're not fearing it. And it's the lessons you needed to learn, the people you needed to come into contact with or be connected with during the separation, because it's not about that. Don't bring that energy. That, first and foremost, that won't even be something that even comes to mind to even be a discussion between a connection like this, because it doesn't matter. It just doesn't. It's not about that. So this is important, but this is on the right path now. It's always been on the right path. That's something I need to say. It's always been on the right path. It's just those detours. But the detours are the clogs in the connection, and that's the fears. Once you purge them, understand them, release them, they creep up, still lingering there, trying to creep back in. You know better. That's what I'm saying. Once you understand unconditional love of self, self-love, there's nobody that could ever toy on your emotions again, ever, to manipulate you by your feelings. Because that's where pain and love became associated with each other. Emotional manipulation on all levels. There isn't one thing on the face of this planet that I can't debunk and tell you that you were emotionally and mentally manipulated by. And that's why you feel the way that you do. Because that's what it is. That's how everything got created in the way in which it is. So let's see the connection between the two of you now in relation to how you are individually. What did I say in the beginning? Card flipped out and I saw it. What was it? Do you remember? Trust, situation is calling for you both to have faith. That's all there is. Both trusting what? The connection. Having faith in it. Knowing, you both know. You always did. There was so much shit piled on top of both of you, energetically speaking, here up in this freaking chatterbox. You feared it, and that's what the fear wants. Fear keeps love apart. It's been keeping it away from your own damn self, hell hasn't it? It's a controlled manipulation that we use. Well, humans have been using, right? What? That's for another time, but where did it all start? Go to the core of it. Don't look at the surface. What's it about? Controlling you by your emotions. If I can scare you, or if I can treat you like crap and upset you, then I can control you. And then when you have a connection of love, you believe that love is like that. So you fear that connection because of your controlled mind and your belief in it. And you both, get this one, here's the kicker. You both didn't chase up after each other now, did you? Not in the way in which you did in karmic partnerships. No, you didn't. You wanted to, but something stopped you. What was it that stopped you? Self-love. You didn't even know it. You wanted to shove that person off worse than what you did. You wanted to run up after that love in the way in which you used to with the karmic partner, but you didn't. Why? Because of self-love. Because there was something in that connection that made you not do that. It was done more in a way to just remove it from your life, or you just stopped the connection and you were okay with it, but you weren't okay with it. It made you wonder, what'd you do wrong? I tried to do things differently this time. I did do things differently this time, and that didn't work either. No, it did, though, because it wasn't about that. And you both knew something, but not on a conscious level. It was internal, and that's what it's about, because the ego had to go. It had to shed. And then you went back into karmic partnerships or marriages or whatever it may have you for that comfortability, for that someone being around you, but it still didn't feel right. It was, don't feel right. And it was because of that direct reflection that's not there with that other person, because that's what's inside of you, and it's not a direct link. It was linked here. Now that's understood, right? That's the kicker. And you both separated, and you both were in places in which you couldn't chase up against each other. But do you realize that your energy, the negative energy, couldn't do what it normally would do in other relationships? You couldn't scream at that person. You couldn't deliberately try to hurt that person. So you ran away from them because you don't want to hurt your own self, right? No, you don't. But your belief needed to be shed. The ego needed to go, because the thing was is that you were looking at a version of yourself. You were looking at yourself. And you didn't want to hurt that person because you knew, whether you consciously knew it or not, they were the direct reflection of you. And you know pain, and you didn't want to make that person feel pain, but you ran away from them. Even though you felt pain by running away, and you know you left them in pain too, you didn't want them to feel pain, so you thought, if I just disappear, they'll get over it, because, that's like a fear move, tactic, whatever. But you could never break the connection And now, understanding, purging, realizing what projection is what it really is with others, and not being conditioned on love, and it's now in your heart space. You trust it, you have faith in it, you know it. You now know the connection in what you were dealing with that other person, and they came from the same type of emotional abuse and manipulation that was used on you throughout your life. They dealt with the same. Not being good enough. Parents trying to control, keep you where they want you to be. Right? Similarities. You didn't talk about it yet, but you will. And then you'll both be like, so similar, yet so different. Why? It was meant that way. But you both will experience things and or have experienced the same things, but you just don't know it. You do and you don't. But when you connect and are able to speak, you speak from the I space. Watch, just watch how much that person in direct relation to you, watch that mirror. And I'm telling you, when I say blow your mind, no idea. Whether it was shared with you yet or not. Most know. Because you were afraid to allow the other person to know how truly damaged you were. Yeah. So you ran away. It's okay. It was always coming back together anyway. Did I tell you? Reconciliation's coming. I told you. It's been coming out. How long now? How many cards we got in this deck? Let's be real. This has been coming out. This is the energies. Mercury's back direct. I mean, we're still in the shadow period of it, but I felt the shift. I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Seriously, it screws with me like nobody's busy. You guys saw my snap shit the other day. That's necessary. I go through that. Do you see how I don't lose when I'm like, I'm not doing anymore. No, I'm not doing this. I'm not lying to these people. They're like, listen, shut up. Because my belief is stronger than that. Hissy fits. My hissy fits are because I don't understand people and why people do that kind of shit. I don't. I do and I don't. I know why. But like I'm the type of personality also where I'm like, why are you even telling me this? Oh, that's my personality. And then I get triggered out of frustration. And then I get angry, not angry, it's more frustration where I'm doing what it is that I know in my heart is the right thing to do. And clearly I connect with you guys, but like, that's where I get like, I'm not doing this shit anymore. Leave me alone. Why am I the one that always has to be freaking put the weight of the world on my shoulders my whole life? And now I still got to go through this freaking slinging shit in my face. And no, I'm not doing it anymore. But my belief is stronger than that. My trust and my faith is so much stronger than that. Because I know it to be true. So, trusting, reconciliation coming. What did I tell you guys about your reconciliation and what you're going to be talking about? It's going to blow your mind. You're going to understand where that came from. And it's going to be the same. It might not be the same experiences, but watch and see what you talk about and why you did what you did and where your feelings and your beliefs came from. And I bet you, I don't bet you, I know how much it's going to just link up. Yeah. And you both are just going to get it. Yeah. So reconciliation, Someone is wearing a false mask. Yeah, both. But that's coming off during the reconciliation. You're both going to learn about where this deception came from. And you're going to get yourselves onto a new path. Don't do this. Do this. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of love to shine. I'm also picking up here the deception here. Somebody got lied to. Someone got lied to. Somebody lied about a person in their life. And the reconciliation is going to clarify that. The deception, a new person could have entered their life. Friends could have been gossiping about this to you and or the other person, but you both are going to talk. And it's going to be exploited. And you're going to recapture what you shared. This card's been coming out too. You're going to recapture what you shared in the beginning. But through this reconciliation, I'm telling you, you're going to see what really played a part in this. And it's going to be the fact that one of you could have, in fact, I don't know, could have been in a relationship, maybe not. But what I'm picking up here is that your friends, air quotes, deceived this connection, that you shared this playfulness, this inner youthful spirit. There was some gossip involved, and there's going to be a reconciliation. The mask is going to come off. There's a new path unfolding. The people that were involved, they're going to be exploited as the mask, as you reveal yourselves to each other. Seriously. Let's see what else we have here. And then you can ascend your relationship to a higher level of commitment. And at the bottom of the deck, the divine wants you to know that this is their design and that you did, in fact, call this person into your life. It's time for you to disconnect yourself from the world around you. Stop listening to all the nonsense, although I feel like you guys are way more past that, like evolved on both sides. Like you're not listening to others anymore now. You get the deception in the person who stirred your romantic feelings and the gossip. That's been realized, because this inner youthful spirit of love to shine, the playfulness that you two shared, when I told you guys what the other day, that you don't think people see that? Jealous. That narcissistic, egotistical mind screws that everybody's under. Jealous, like not getting it, right? So they deceive this connection. But this is going to be revealed through reconciliation. And you're going to recapture what you shared prior to this process. And then you can ascend to higher level of commitments, meaning I, in relation to the other I, just, you get it. And that's how you ascend, because it's not about the deception and the gossip, and it's not about that. That's all laughable, actually, when two people are in that space, because you just know people are so jealous of us. So, but it's not about the vanity of it. It's about understanding yourselves, and that you understand what trust and faith is, and you don't need anybody else to validate your partnership. You don't need to ask questions. You won't do that ever again. You will never ask a friend again. what they think about your relationship. How amazing would that be? You just knew. You didn't need to go and talk about it and have other people try to manipulate it. And if they came in your face and tried to, you would just smile at them and be like, well, I guess it's a good thing I love myself then. They try to manipulate your partnership. That's like the best thing you could ever say. Did you know so-and-so, blah, blah, whatever, whatever. Trying to break up your partnership when you know, in fact, it's not true, but, you know, people are just silly. You could just say, well, it's a good thing I love myself then, huh? I always have myself. They won't even know how to answer you. Do it. I'm telling you, they won't. Try it for yourself the next time. If there is a next time with that. Try it for yourself. Say that. They don't know what you're saying. They will be mind blown. I'm telling you, I've done it. I believe there was one girl out there was, where she grabbed her phone and she was like, that's a good quote. I'm going to write that in my phone. Yeah, she did. It just came to me. Yeah. And I'm thinking to myself, I mean, I'm sure that's someone else's quote. It's not mine. I'm just saying. Like, that was my response because I get sick of people always in my face about the person I would be seeing at the time or connected to trying to make me, you know, upset. And I just say that, like, that's a good thing I love myself then. Always got me. They won't even know what to do. You will just see a shutdown immediately. Boom. They won't say anything else because they know that they can't get to you. That's all they're trying to do anyway, right? Just come up and upset you, make you upset. That's what they're trying to do. That response, shut it down. Shut it down. Quiet. Birds chirping. Yeah. Right. Yes. Time for you to disconnect yourself from the world around you. All that and all that jazz, right? Yeah. Extending your lighthearted energies to others because why? Because you learn to love yourself first and that your self-respect is more romantically attractive. Didn't I tell you to go extend your lighthearted energies? Disconnect yourself from the bullshit. Extend your lighthearted energies because you know this. This is your truth. And you know, that this strong magnetic connection between the two of you is in fact real. The codependency, forgiving and learning, releasing and healing the past, releasing the ex, following the signs you're being guided through, following the signs, paying attention to your signs, getting rid of all this dirt, the codependency, releasing and healing what? The past karmic partnerships, paying attention to the signs. Because why? Because you're taking the steps you're being guided to take to the damn soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate, and you're going to be deepening the bond. And as you reveal your innermost selves, your bond deepens. Why? Because I guarantee you, most, if not all, of what you understand about yourself and that other person in direct relation to them understanding themselves came from childhood beliefs. This also could indicate that you have children together, one person has a child, doesn't matter. But I'm telling you right now, you will in fact see that. You are on a spiritual journey, and this is indicating by the use of the law of attraction, understanding direct alignment, belief, desire, intuition, in alignment, moment to moment to moment to moment, brought you where? To the understanding that you do deserve love. That's what this is all about. So let's do a card semancy. And let's see what comes out. And I like just put all the cards in a pile. Remember earlier when I said that trust card flipped? And then I just saw, well, trust came out as the connection. That's what's like laying right on top there. And I do that on purpose. It's what it's all about, right? Trusting the process, trusting yourself. You love you, you're straight, you're good. I'm serious. Okay. So let's see what comes out here. Woo. Unrequited love, lack of love of self, all the lower level feelings are now in fact what? Woo. Come on. The truth shall set you free. This is indicating the feminine energy card, intimacy card. Being truthful, fair, and honest. Because where did this unrequited love come from? Not speaking the truth, not being your truth. That's what caused the lack of focus, right? The lower level feelings came from the passion that was in fact shared, and it lost the focus in the connection. But now what? We're gaining our ambition in order to achieve success. This is also travel, trip, in order to communicate, communication coming in, focusing on the truth, right? Understanding the truth now. We don't have scattered energies over our truth. Now we're gaining that ambition, and this is, traveling to do what? Communicate. Apollo, the bringer of light, is your spirit guide, guiding you through this process, as always. Financial stability, rented property, licenses, certifications, things of that nature. Trip by car, moving to a new home, travel, verbal communication, foundations, building here. Working together, business partnerships. Because you started a romance of the soul, but it's in the upside down position, meaning it hasn't reconciled yet, but there's travel involved in order to reconcile this. This could be with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This fell out on top of the spirit guide, okay? It flipped out directly on top of it. So, there's a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius involved here. There's an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius also involved, directly looking at each other. So this could be air and fire. But there's worry and anxiety. There's worry and anxiety around an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy here. I'm picking up these are both feminine energies, so we could have a same-sex partnership coming through here, and or this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius deceived this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius and caused this connection to disconnect. Their worry and anxiety now is around the truth being, worry and anxiety, because they could have in fact been the gossiper that caused this disconnection between the soulmates. And now they have worry and anxiety over the truth coming out. This is something by divine design. I told you, there's a gossip, now there's going to be healing, steady improvements, and a second chance to redo this. You're getting your wishes and your desires. Evaluating before action being taken towards this. Oh, crap. Hold on. And the person who could, in fact, be carefully evaluating is this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy, okay? This is indicating this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy had a developing love affair. There could have been 3 people involved. This is indicating Cupid, the bringer of loving messages, but this also could indicate a child. And this indicates action and change in the social standing. So, what I'm being shown here is that this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, we had the children card too. This Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio is evaluating before taking action. Both are wishing and desiring this, but listen, this is the way in which this is coming through. So, the masculine energy involved is water. The feminine energy involved is fire and air. But what it's showing me is that these two started a romance of the soul. The two directly looking at each other are air and water. But there was an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy that caused this separation. And now, through this, because this is by divine design, the divine is leading healing to the truth. See, these negative emotions came from a false truth. That's where the scattered energies came from. Somebody's lying. Someone lied on the soulmate connection. And now it's being spiritually guided. And it's being spiritually guided to this reconciliation, to this And these two people are at a distance, and they started a romance of a soul, but this third party got involved. It's like they brought a storm, they brought conflict, and they were cut out, and the separation caused pain, loneliness, and depression. But now time and energy is in fact going to be given freely to the person who got cut out, and there's going to be healing, wishes, and desires being met. But this water energy is evaluating before taking this action, because they now understand they started a romance of the soul, and this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy was the deceiver. This is a specific storyline here, guys. I hope this is, well, I'm not hoping. I know it's going to resonate with someone. There could, in fact, have been a child involved. So this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, they could have a child together, or there was a situation involving something with a child between the two of them. But an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius person, I told you, got involved. This is what I'm saying. Got involved and caused havoc between the two of them. Third-party interference, loss, and deception caused the separation. And this landed directly on top of this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This Aries, Leo, Sagittarius deceived. They caused this. But that indicates complete endings to no return and now a brand new beginning. But the deception, lies, the separation was caused by gossip, third party. Deception. Others' wishes and desires affected this. Others' wishes and desires caused this separation, but it's coming back together. Because it was by this connection. When I tell you this, guys, listen to me. When something happens in a partnership that is divinely coordinated and there's a glitch in the unfolding, because you have choices, choose. But you didn't choose for you. You chose out of fear, right? There's always two paths. There's many. They're interchangeable. But when there's a soulmate connection of this level, and deceivers come in, and they try to deceive the connection, they can in fact not do that. And then choices were made that perceivably could have been a bad choice. There are no bad choices. There are only choices. It just, by that choice, a path is paved. Moment to moment to moment to moment. Every choice, every moment is creating the path beneath your feet. Understand? In your 3D reality. But on an energetic connection, heart space, when you're in the fog and you make a choice out of fear, and then you have deceivers come in and try to hold this connection apart because they're jealous energies, the divine already knows that you need to just keep your trust and keep your damn faith. Because I don't care what malicious energy tries to break it apart. They can't. They can't. Because both will then realize the deception. The truth always comes out. The truth always comes out. Okay? Trust me when I tell you that. Do you know how many times I've been lied on? Do you have any idea? I haven't told you half my stories. Not even a thousand. But the truth always comes out. It may take years. Depends on how corrupt it is. But the truth comes out. And the truth, you live in your truth and that's it. You never concede to anything you did not do. You don't, ever. Because someone else said so. Absolutely not. I don't think so. I'm not the one. I would never in my life say I did something if I did not do it. I don't make deals. So there's manipulation that someone does not know about. And from my intuitive self, it's this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy that does not know. They know, but they don't know. It's like a deeper intuition about this person who's an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but I don't even think by what I'm being shown here, these two are even in connection with each other anymore. It's like they deceived and caused this disconnect in 3D reality by lying, but the truth has now been understood by the masculine energy here, this water energy, and now they're evaluating before taking action towards the person they now understand on a deeper level. And they're manifesting themselves a brand new beginning. And this is the sign of Gemini, so we could be dealing with a Gemini specifically, and a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and or a Libra, Aquarius is involved. But what I'm picking up is this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy in here is a deceiver, is a liar. They cause the separation. Because this is in fact your soulmate, and there is going to be communication in order to resolve problems. And this is also movement, moving to a new home. Because the person who in fact caused gossip, they're liars. And there is going to be victory. Completion. Victory in what? Bringing this union together. And financial stability lies here. Financial independence, victory, union, financial independence. And the reason for feeling fenced in and sick and tired of an unhealthy situation, and the reason that it has been on delay and set back, is due to a karmic cycle. And it could have been due to the fact we are too money-focused, materialistic, egotistical mind. But now that we have broken down our established mind thought patterns when it comes to relationships, we now, in fact, are going to have a physical union. Because the feelings are, in fact, mutual. This was a specific story here, guys. But we have air and water as a partnership. And this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius was a deceiver. So let me know if that's making sense to you. Again, you know your connections. But that's the specific storyline that came through. But the energy on a deeper level, it's feeling like you're reaching that completion, and all the gossipers and the deceivers, that is going to be exploited. And you both now understand each other on a deeper level, and you're not doing that anymore. You're not allowing others to break you. You're not allowing others to manipulate your feelings, right? Okay, well, if you need a reading from me, lovefromabove717@gmail.com. I believe that I've gotten back to all of my emails that were in my inbox. I don't have any new ones. So, if you email me and I did not respond to you, please send it through again, because I may have not may have. If I didn't respond to you, I didn't get it. Because I told you, I was going to throw it out in the street the other day. I was so angry, okay? Irritated. I don't really get angry. I get frustrated because I couldn't get it to work and it was being stupid. I was like, I can't do this. I already have problems with electronics because I break them all the time. So that was happening and I was like, I can't. So I responded to everybody that was in my inbox. If you didn't get a response from me, I didn't get it. Resend it through, okay? If you need a reading, lovefromabove717@gmail.com. If I have in fact responded to you, that means that I'm getting you in queue for your reading to be completed, okay? And you would know that because I responded. If I didn't, I apologize. I don't have it. I'm never ignoring anybody, okay? I will always get back to you. You just got to give me like 24 hours to respond, but, you know, I got to try to stay on task, okay? I don't really pay attention to what time, I don't pay attention to that. I just try to stay on task, okay? So this was on my schedule for today. I had to get it out because it was very important, because there's messages in here that someone needs to hear, okay? I love you. Bye.